Okay, now let's talk about open composition. Because when you go to 2, go 3, and sometimes you go even more. You push them out of the picture. You push them out of the picture plane, right? So most time we use our boundary of our canvas or paper as an enclosure. So your image is within, okay? However, the open composition, same image or imagery, but you use open composition. So that gives you the weight a little bit more obvious. How your weight being, yeah, you know, like in the hand is coming outside, you know, face. You see the face there.
Yeah.
It's not just about a zone, edge zone. It's go even more extreme. You basically open it up. Okay, so your image is beyond your picture plane.
And it creates a lot of movement.
Lot.
Lots of
Well,
movement.
later we're going to talk about, because all these things are intricately connected. Okay, so this is during the war. You know, you see this 2 figures, right? On the right is the Italian dictator Mussolini, and on the left you can see Hitler on the upper. But then you see all these other things. But you can see how the main subject is open on the side, out. And of course you had to play in it's like Europe, or the world, a globe you cut. It's okay, this part yours, this part, you know. Whatever the narrative you see, but it's very kind of interesting how the artist intends, they put these figures almost like halfway or 1/3 out of the picture. To go, right? Of course, you talk about movements. It definitely, but you look at it. You cut this composition into half. You put a middle X in there, right? You see the left side, there's nothing basically, and it's open. The figure, you know, one the ballerina down there, you don't even see the torso.
Is that oil or pastel?
Pastel. Yeah. The guy did a lot.
Oh,
Gauguin.
good God.
Gauguin painting Van Gogh. Okay.
Well, they were bodies.
Yeah, when they were bodies. But you can see open composition. Zoning. You see the zoning? It's on the edge. Okay. Once again, basically the things are on the edge. When the sunflowers on the other side. So almost like a lot of people, they kind of intentionally avoid the center zone 1. That's during the 60s and pop art era. You know, similar to the photography that we showed, right? You see leg. But this is open composition. Very typical open, there's nothing. Yet, almost like you can make up your narrative, however, you know, you want to do. Pretty powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Wyeth, right? Open composition. Of course, we all really fascinated by, oh my God, look at the texture, look at the window, look at the wood, you see the nail holes, you see that. But composition, you know, why this guy just looking at the window and then he decides that's the composition. You see that? But a lot of these masters, not only, you know, they are, I said, all artists, visual artists are visual communicators. You really try to make a statement visual. Okay. So how your sentence structure, your paragraph structure.
Robert, is this watercolor?
Looks like a bad
This,
picture.
he did a lot of watercolor, but I still think this is probably the tempera. Yeah, because the main thing, he did a lot of study is done by watercolor, but, so simple, but so poetic. Yeah,
If I would paint this, Robert,
yeah.
and I would keep it so light in the front, wouldn't you tell me to tone it down?
Sometimes, yeah, I probably would suggest, but you look at it, not only the window is a half, right? But you look at the line, right? We talk about the line, right? But this painting, I don't feel depressed. I feel like I smell the fresh air, right? I feel like, oh, I want to go out there. It's such a beautiful place.
Looks like a golf course.
Beverly, yes. Not green enough.
Looks like it's bad sand.
Yeah.
There, a lot of times, you see the figure on the right side. It's just like,
Okay.
yeah,
She's over.
yeah. But a lot of time, if you take a photography, you say, okay, this lady's, her foot is out. You try to include, a lot of time we purposely try to include everything. You say, you don't want to cut out that foot, right? But you see here, it's this unusual. Why? No, a lot of time they purposefully using this kind of concept. It's just a little bit more, intriguing in the way. But a lot of time, as us, we don't really, So what is open composition? Sometimes we call it zoom in effect. Like you zoom in, you only do partial, but this person.
Yeah.
It just exactly go up, just zoom. Robert Motherwell. A lot of this Far East influence, but you can see, what is it, right? Doesn't really matter. Open composition. Now I'm talking about eye directions. I'm glad, because, I know those people who mentioned a lot of things, movements and the eye directions, at least you have quite an understanding about composition. So how the eye direction will give the weight distribution change, okay? See, like these are pre-Renaissance painting. It's not just modernist, contemporary artists using this extreme kind of way. But eye direction, you're not really moving the physical body in the way, okay? But the suggestion sometimes can be just as powerful. Because no doubt about it, here you have diagonal toward the right, but these two peoples, the way they look, definitely give you the weight distribution to a certain, So a lot of times, there's all different way you can look at it. Not only you use the zone, Salvador Dali, you use the zone 3 at the corner, but you see the direction, eye direction, the arm point, and all these things, that will affect how your eye will go. Almost like it's a guide you to a certain, way of looking at painting. So whose art piece is this?
Clint?
Klimt, Gustav Klimt.
Yeah.
So he made a commission for, this is Schubert, play piano. Okay, but so what is important is this girl.
Yeah.
Only the girl frontal,
Yeah.
because that girl at that time was Klimt's muse. Okay, so
The girl on the right.
no, the girl frontal.
Oh, face this one.
Yes. So of course, Klimt wanna, So, but you see how everything is toward the left. And this girl is right at the edge, and your eye direction. See, they are all facing that direction.
So Robert, do you think he posed all this and painted it from life, or had?
No, these people, old days they don't have, like take a photo and then, no, he just do sketches. And he purposely composed the way like this. Because, the emphasis is no longer whoever commissioned to do, Schubert. No, it's the girl he really wanted, intent to emphasize. So he put everything, you see how eye direction, the weight distribution, all go to that direction. All right? How many times when we do a portrait, a group of people will all think, that's what I'm going to do. None.
Do you think Schubert was happy with this portrait?
Yeah.
No, I'm just asking
Yeah,
the same thing.
I probably, but you can still see
He's
him, but
dignified.
because he's in the front.
Sincere.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would want a little
Yeah.
more.
Once again, eye direction, right? Lots of eye direction, when I talk about emphasis, you create a focal point, you use eye direction. But weight distribution, too. How the eye will lead you, will get the weight go to that direction. Okay? Later we're going to talk about diagonals, triangles. But here everything is going to the lower right. Even the hand. Okay, this one is a little funky because, do you see the floating figure?
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing, it just totally gets you. Because all of a sudden, the gravity is not there. So the stability is almost like missing, right? Everybody is there, so the contrast, everything is stable. You can see the architectural line, you can see the horizon, you can see the vertical and the horizontal. But then you have this, it just totally kind of mess up the way our senses. And, but that definitely gave you, talking about balance, of course, a lot of movement. But balance, you just feel like even though everything appeared to be balanced, you look at the ground, all the figures on the ground. But then you look at this floating figure. I don't know how many times we do floating figures, but, Chagall did quite a few,
Is it not an
right?
angel?
So,
Is it not an angel?
It's an angel, isn't it?
It's because, isn't it Lazarus?
well,
Oh, I
it
don't
could
know.
be any biblical
Yeah, I think it's
stories,
Lazarus.
yeah. But I'm just talking about how the statement being made, right?
Well, thank you guys for watching. YouTube would not let me load this video in its entirety. There is another section to this video, so the link will be below. And if you do, please subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know if you have any